Yo, what up, people? It's your boy, the Kryptonian, saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece Chapter 392. Love this chapter. I love this chapter a lot, man. Especially given the fact it seems like Nico Robin is following in the path or the footsteps of her mother, Olivia. Nico Olivia. That's pretty cool because apparently Nico Robin's mom went off towards the sea, and she went out to sea as a part of her research. And I'm guessing because she got captured, it's because she was researching the Poneglyph, which we know the Poneglyphs can be used to decipher what happened during the 100-year blank period, which is very telling that the world government, there's a 100-year period where I'm assuming, I might be reading too much into this, but I'm assuming that the world government don't want people to put together the Poneglyphs and decipher them to find out what happened during the 100-year period because there's something that they're trying to hide. And what's interesting about this is Nico Robin's already done a little bit of research, and she knows that all the other archaeologists have been sneaking down there and below the tree and researching. And Nico Robin's just like, look, I've been using my powers. I wouldn't be able to get down there because you guys won't let me. And that's when the head archaeologist gets down on her level, puts his hand on her shoulder and says, look, we're adults. We're risking our lives. People have lost their lives researching the Poneglyphs. You're still a child. You have your whole life ahead of you. You can't do this now. Robin's just like, I took that damn exam. Think I can go down there with you? What the fuck, man? You can tell Robin felt betrayed, but that's where the 8-year-old comes in. Because with children, everything's still black and white. Think of it like this. With Nico Robin, she's thinking, if I go down there and I study with them, I'll learn. So in order to do that, I got to pass this archaeology exam. It's not like that. Adults know that there's shades of gray everywhere. The world isn't in black and white. There's a lot of fucking gray. 90% of what you deal with is gray, and then you have 5% black and 5% white. That's just how life operates. So I thought that that was really cool, the fact that we get to see that childlike innocence, and you get to see it even more when she meets the giant Saul, that's who she referred to when she had the flashback of the Buster call. She's like, Saul, no. So I'm really wondering if Saul is the reason that she has the Buster call happen on an island. And I think Saul has a connection to Nico Robin's mother, because I believe he said that, I'm the only one that got here. And we know that Nico Robin's mother got captured. And I want to venture off a little bit and go back to what they were talking about when they said that Nico Robin is walking down the path of her mother, right? And the reason why that really struck me is when I read stuff, I look for little small things where I can kind of find personal stuff. And for me, I know what that feels like. Like most the people in my family, at least in my nuclear family, nuclear being like mom, dad, sister, brother, most of them, they're in banking. I grew up in a banking family, right? Small business owners and banking. That's my cup of tea. That's what I grew up under. And so for me, when it came time for me to pick a major in college, I didn't want to go into accounting. I didn't want to go into finance. I didn't want a career in finance. I chose to go the opposite direction. Even though I know a lot about banking, I came up in it. I said, that's not for me. I don't want to do it. Even though I can be good at it, I don't want to do it. And yet, here I am. I'm thinking about going down that path. And the reason why is when I was Nico Robin's age, I spent a lot of time at my mom's bank because stuff that was going on in my home life where I had different things happening. And I'll just throw this out now. Like for me, I had an alcoholic grandmother. And so things were getting really testy at one point. So after school and during the summertime, I would just be at the bank with my mom. And that's where I would be all day from opening to close, going with her to various meetings. So I grew up in it, and here I am as an adult because I was exposed to that as a child. I'm thinking about making that career change to go into banking. So that's interesting. The fact that even though Nico Robin was only with her mother for a short period, she's already started to go down her path, and you look at her as an adult, she's continued down that path. And if Nico Robin's mother did get executed, and it's because she's researching the Poneglyphs, I could only imagine what Robin's going through right now mentally. Because for Nico Robin to be looking at death knowing that her mother probably got executed for something similar, dude, no wonder she's as shook up as she is. And that just changes my whole perspective on her, because now I understand. Like, I understand now. So, with all that out of the way now, I love the interaction with Saul and Nico Robin. You know, for Nico Robin, this is when she finally gets her acceptance. And she's giving Saul, like, the bread and jam. I'm wondering if maybe her family didn't follow her out there because they're like, oh, where did our jam go? Where did our bread go? She took everything. I wonder if they found her and they said, oh shit, she's with a giant, and then they alerted the Navy, and that's how they put two and two together. I'm wondering if that's the case. If that is, that's very ironic, because basically they're the reason why their island was blown up. The archaeologists are thinking it's because of what they're doing. Maybe the Navy got wind of it, you know, because scholars from all over the place come down there to try and unravel the world's secrets, because all the seas, the big scholars come there, and I believe she's out in the West Blue. So that was really cool. That was cool to see that. But Saul grabbed my interest because he's got the D in his name, and he says all the members of my family have a D, and that makes me go Monkey. Wait, Luffy, Blackbeard, Ace, Saul. They're all related. And you got Gold Roger, so that just confirms they're all related in some way. So that's interesting. And like, how the hell does a giant, how does that work? Like, did Gold Roger have sex with a giant, then out pop this dude? Like, how the fuck do you have sex with a giant? That's what I was thinking the whole time. Like, how did that happen? Like, can you actually have sex with a giant? Because I'm just gonna stop. You can picture the workings of that yourself, okay? You can picture that. I don't want to go too graphic on this, because I do have a female viewership, so I don't want to do anything to offend anybody. But I like how during that point, you know, Saul tells Robin, like, hey, I don't care about your powers, all right? I've been on the Grand Line. I've seen powers and abilities that you couldn't even comprehend. Like, this is nothing. Don't even worry about that. I like how Saul and Robin, you know, at different points are telling each other they have good laughs, and Robin, she's blushing at one point. And to me, this is just to me, but it really feels like this is really the first time outside of the archaeologist where Robin feels like she's truly been accepted, okay? Because even with the archaeologist, they kind of pushed her away towards the end to protect her, but they nonetheless pushed her away. And for Robin, so soon after that, to have this complete stranger just accept her, you can tell that he's making a mark on her. And that's very beautiful. You know, one of the things I try to keep in mind, because I have to interact with young children, one of the things I keep in mind is what you say to them can have a huge impact. A huge impact, for better or worse. You can take them to new highs, new lows. It's all depending on you. And I'm really hating what happened with Nico Robin here, because I feel like if Saul would still be alive, because obviously he's going to die, and if that island was there, maybe Nico Robin will be a different person. And I'm wondering, this is just me, because again, this is where the writing background comes in, but I'm wondering if this is where Oda's taking the opportunity to say Saul is the relative. He got Nico Robin to open up. This is how she used to be. Luffy is related to Saul, and Luffy is going to bring her out of her descent into hell and get her back to who she was before the Buster Call happened. And he's going to be the catalyst for her character to continue to grow. I'm wondering if that's the case, because if they form that bond like that, a platonic bond, very beautiful. Again, I look for different things. Like, this is bordering on what Togashi does in Hunter x Hunter, where he kind of starts tying in little small things. Very good, very good. I like this. You know, I go back and forth between Oda and Togashi, man, because they have some really beautiful writing in this stuff. But overall, this was a very good chapter, guys. Let me know what your favorite moment was in this chapter. Was it the whole thing with Saul? How'd you feel about that relationship? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget that like button. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching Kryptonian Saiyan. Have an awesome day, people.